I would be happy to give you and Abby a job at the hotel, or perhaps in my corporate office.
I already offered Michael and Abby a job at the hotel. They turned me down.
Yes, but that was before Edward came into the picture, right?
Yeah, sounds great. Working for you, Michael would be away from the Quartermains and away from Sonny's business. It's a perfect solution, except I don't trust you anymore.
I'm not being very helpful, am I?
Actually, you defined what I've been struggling with. I care about Michael. I want him to have a good life, even if I'm not in it.
Well, at this point, Michael will tell anyone who will listen that you're the best thing in his life.
Did you love someone when you were Michael's age?
If I did, I don't remember.
Which proves my point.
No, it was a special circumstance, but I definitely remember the first time I fell in love, and she changed my life.
But you're not together.
No.
Can I ask why? I don't mean to pry, but I would really like to know.
It's kind of ironic. We broke up over Michael.
I love your kids. I've always wanted the best for Michael and Morgan, and it's totally unfair to imply otherwise.
I'm not implying. I'm saying it straight out. I don't trust you, and I have every reason not to. You lied to my face. You tried to get permanent sole custody of Jocelyn. You showed up in this house to take her away and never bring her back, Jax. Tonight, you set it up so I could walk into your hotel room and see Brenda holding my daughter just so I could freak out. And I didn't freak out, by the way. So I'm sorry, now you're offering Michael a job when you haven't talked to him in 2 months. I'm a little concerned.
I'm trying to help, okay? That's it.
No, you're not. You're trying to look good in family court by offering my son a job.
Look, I know the Quartermains very well. Edward is a manipulator. He will make your life miserable. Working for Sonny's out of the question, so working for me is the perfect middle ground.
And totally self-serving, and you know it. So don't even try to talk to my kid.
Stop, both of you. Look, Jax, as far as the job goes, thanks, but no thanks. If you really want to help me out, you'll agree to joint custody of Jocelyn.
How much do you know about what happened when Michael was a baby?
Well, he's told me a little bit. His biological father was a screw-up, I guess. His mom fell in love with Sonny, and Sonny was able to get Michael away from the Quartermains so that he could adopt him. I mean, obviously, you played a really big part in that, but I don't know any details.
Well, that screw-up was my brother. Half-brother, AJ.
Is Michael like him at all?
No, not at all.
Well, then, you and your brother aren't very much alike either, because Michael's like you.
AJ got Carly pregnant when she was with somebody else. And then when she was ready to have Michael, AJ and the other guy wanted to take Michael away from Carly, so Carly lied and said that I was the dad, and I went along with it.
And your girlfriend didn't like that? Hence the breakup?
Yeah, it's a little more complicated than that, but I lied. And I took my brother's son, and losing her was one of the consequences.
Why'd you do it?
Because I really thought I was saving Michael. I mean, the reason AJ was the way he was from all this pressure that the Quartermains put on him, and I didn't want that for Michael. I didn't want him lying or feeling like he had to please everybody or feeling like he was never good enough, like AJ felt.
Well, so why don't you stop Michael from going to ELQ?
Because Michael's not a kid anymore. And I think he can handle himself, and you know what? He might like ELQ, and maybe he can be what Edward needs him to be, but if he's not, I have faith in him that he can walk away.
The way you talk about your brother, I mean, it sounds like you regret what happened.
I regret how it ended.
Well, maybe you sending Michael back to Edward is your way of apologizing. You know, of showing that you're sorry that you ever took him in the first place.
Look, Michael, I know how much you love your little sister. But do you really want her growing up the way you did? Surrounded by the violence?
The worst thing that happened to me growing up was the custody fight between my mom and my dad. I would have nightmares. I'm thinking about standing on the trial, have to choose one person over the other, and it made me sick. Which is why I was always trying to get you and Dad back together, because I didn't want to have to choose who I wanted to live with.
Well, I'm sure your mother hated putting you through that, but she did it to keep you safe, which is what I'm trying to do for Jocelyn right now.
You put Jocelyn through a custody fight, you'd be hurting her a lot more than sharing her with my mom.
When she's old enough, I'll explain it to her.
It'll be too late. Jocelyn needs my mom now like Christina needed my dad when she was little. But you know what? He wasn't there for her, and she's still paying the price for that. Don't do that to Jocelyn. Just be a good dad. Give her a stable home instead of constantly trying to take her mother away from her.
I'm not taking her away from Carly. She can see her whenever she wants, Michael.
Jocelyn deserves better than that. Instead of getting shuffled around all the time like I was for years. He just needs you attacking my mom and trying to come up say how bad of a mother she is when she's not.
That's not what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. And you know it's not true, but you're going to say it no matter who gets hurt just so you win. Like, you're always saying how much better you are than my dad. But you know what? My dad and my mom were able to work out a compromise. They put their own problems aside, and they put their kids first. When are you going to do that with Jocelyn?
That's what I'm doing right now, Michael. Everything I'm doing right now is for Jocelyn.